You kneel in your living room and pull your golden retriever into a tight hug after a long day at work. Their tail wags fast and their body leans into yours, creating that perfect moment of pure connection you both crave. You assume this affection strengthens your bond and fills your dog with the same joy you feel right now. Yet this everyday hug may quietly signal discomfort your dog endures without a sound or protest. Watch closely next time for a subtle ear flick or averted gaze that hints at hidden tension building inside. Scientists note dogs evolved unique responses to human touch over 15,000 years of close living. Your enthusiastic embrace can override their natural calming signals meant to maintain peaceful interactions. Over time, ignored discomfort erodes the trust foundation your dog relies on for feeling safe with you. Think back to your puppy's first days, when gentle pets brought eager wiggles instead of slight body shifts. Does your adult dog's shoulders tense just a fraction when you scoop them up without warning now? Picture Sarah in her kitchen, lovingly scratching her dog's neck while it lip licks rapidly without pause. That lip lick often means your dog feels mild stress from touch they cannot easily escape or redirect. Physiologically, this triggers a brief cortisol rise, preparing their body for potential overwhelm quietly. Repeated daily, these micro-stresses weaken the oxytocin loop that makes eye contact so rewarding between you. Your next misunderstanding waits in the way you greet them at the door each evening without pause. Observe their whale eye next time, that white rim showing, as they glance sideways during your excitement. Humans bond through hugs, like lovers sharing intimacy after time apart in close relationships. Your dog, however, communicates safety through space and subtle turns rather than full body contact always. Command yourself now to check your dog's mouth for repeated yawning during your affectionate greeting. These signals reveal how your loving routines may dysregulate their nervous system far more than you realize. You burst through the door each evening, arms wide for your jumping golden retriever's enthusiastic welcome home. Their paws scramble on the floor and body twists in circles, seeming like unbridled happiness at your return. You lean down to ruffle their fur roughly, matching their energy with playful tugs and excited words. Yet that slight head turn away or closed mouth during the frenzy may indicate brief overload they politely tolerate. Studies show dogs release calming pheromones in these moments to self-soothe when greetings overwhelm their senses. This pattern disrupts the mutual relaxation your shared evenings could foster if paced more gently together. Remember your puppy bounding endlessly without tiring, unlike your adult dog who now pauses mid-jump occasionally. Is your dog's front legs stiffening subtly as you reach down in that high-energy doorway reunion right now? Sarah bends low in her hallway, grabbing her dog's collar gently while it blinks rapidly in succession. Rapid blinking often signals your dog attempts to diffuse tension from sudden intense proximity you intend as fun. Physiologically, this activates their parasympathetic response, countering the adrenaline from abrupt, affectionate invasions. Over weeks, unchecked overloads diminish their anticipation of your return, turning joy into wary expectation quietly. Your next routine hides in the casual pats you give while watching television on the couch together nightly. Notice if their ears flatten back just a touch when your hand descends repeatedly without invitation first. In human friendships, friends respect unspoken cues for space during casual hangouts without forcing closeness always. Dogs offer similar hints through body orientation, yet your loving pats may miss these entirely in the moment. Pause now and observe your dog's tail base for a quick tuck during your next idle stroke on their side. These overlooked exchanges accumulate, shifting their baseline calm toward frequent low-level arousal over months. Everyday love complicates bonds more than neglect because it masks stress under layers of apparent mutual delight. Watch for the frozen stare your dog gives during family dinners, teasing how mealtime dynamics strain further. Your family gathers around the dinner table, while your golden retriever circles below, hoping for a dropped morsel. You toss a scrap their way amid laughter, seeing their eager crouch as pure delight in shared family time. Their mouth opens wide in anticipation, body low and still, which you interpret as focused excitement on the treat. That frozen half smile or stiff pause before snapping may reveal uncertainty about the unpredictable food dynamic unfolding. Research indicates dogs scan human faces during meals for emotional cues, heightening their arousal in group settings often. This mealtime tension fragments the security your dog seeks from you as the predictable anchor in their world. Flashback to your puppy stealing bites fearlessly from plates, contrasting your adult dog's hesitant approaches now. Does your dog's weight shift back slightly on hind legs when hands move toward the table edge suddenly? Sarah slides her foot under the table to nudge her dog away lovingly during meals, noticing its nose wrinkle. Nose wrinkling tends to signal mild aversion to foot pressure they endure to stay close in family moments. Physiologically, this engages their freeze response, conserving energy while monitoring threats in confined meal spaces. Accumulated dinner stresses erode their restful evenings, replacing contentment with vigilant readiness beside you. Another household ritual lurks in bedtime routines, where you lift them onto the bed for cuddles each night. Check for paw lifting off the mattress repeatedly as you pull them nearer in the dim bedroom light. Like partners in bed who sense tension without words, dogs convey unease through shifts away from pressure. Human touch evolved for mutual consent, yet canine bodies prioritize flight options in close sleeping quarters. Observe your dog's breathing now for shallow pants during those final nighttime squeezes you mean as comfort. These patterns reveal an evolutionary mismatch where your nurturing grasp clashes with their ancestral space needs. Dogs domesticated alongside humans yet retain wild instincts for personal bubbles during rest and recovery phases. Your loving lift may interrupt their settling ritual, teasing deeper dysregulation in sleep cycles ahead. Morning arrives and you clip the leash for your daily walk, pulling your golden retriever close for an excited pat. Their body twists slightly toward you with a loose wag, which feels like shared anticipation for outdoor adventure together. You see that playful bounce as eagerness, matching your own energy before stepping out the front door briskly. A brief head turn away or slowed wag arc may indicate overload from your sudden proximity and fast pace starting off. Studies show dogs enter sympathetic arousal quickly from rushed routines, elevating heart rates before calm exploration begins. This early spike disrupts the parasympathetic reset your dog needs, fraying the secure base you provide during outings. Recall your puppy bounding ahead freely on loose leash, unlike your adult dog's occasional pullback hesitations today. Notice if your dog's ears pin flat against their skull when you lean down mid-stride for another quick stroke. Sarah tugs her dog along sidewalks during brisk walks, observing its repeated blink sequences without slowing her step. Blinking often signals an attempt to self-soothe from pace pressure they tolerate to keep pace with your rhythm. Physiologically, chronic arousal floods their system with adrenaline, priming fight or flight over relaxed presence nearby. These walk stresses accumulate into guarded postures at home, dimming the oxytocin release from mutual gazes later. Playtime follows with you, tossing toys vigorously across the yard, expecting joyful chases that affirm your bond deeply. Command your eyes to track their stiff-legged pounce or averted glance mid-retrieve for unspoken reservations emerging. Like children overwhelmed by intense play, dogs may endure overstimulation to please without vocal complaint ever. Human games build through escalating energy, while canine play prefers pauses for sniff checks and energy release. Your vigorous throws can trigger displacement digging after fetches, hinting at redirected tension from intensity levels. Overlooked, this patterns into hypervigilance, where your dog scans you constantly for the next energetic cue. The chain intensifies during guest visits when you encourage lap sits amid conversations flowing around the room. Look for jaw clenching subtly as your dog endures petting from strangers while seeking your reassuring proximity still. Guests laugh and reach out often during lively evenings, while your dog shifts weight from paw to paw nearby. That subtle shifting often serves as a displacement behavior, masking unease from unpredictable hands approaching suddenly. Research indicates these episodes elevate baseline cortisol, keeping their adrenal system in low hum constantly. Accumulated, this dulls reward responses to your voice alone, straining the unique human-canine attachment over time. Bedtime arrives with you lifting your golden retriever onto the bed for cuddles under warm covers snugly. Their body stiffens briefly before settling, which you might miss amid the comfort of shared nighttime routine. Observe their lip curl faintly or nose wrinkle when your arm drapes heavily across their resting form. Like partners preferring separate blankets for undisturbed sleep, dogs value autonomy in vulnerable rest periods. Sarah dims the lights and pulls her dog close nightly, noting its shallow pants persisting into quiet hours. Panting at rest can signal unresolved arousal carrying over, preventing deep recovery sleep your dog desperately needs. Physiologically, fragmented rest disrupts serotonin balance, heightening reactivity to everyday sounds around the house. This cycle erodes calm thresholds, turning neutral moments into triggers that test your dog's endurance daily. Meals bring you portioning food excitedly while your dog circles with stiff tail held low and rigid. Low tail often conveys appeasement amid meal anticipation, not pure hunger excitement as you interpret it. Studies link rigid postures to anticipatory stress, flooding systems before eating disrupts digestion subtly. Over months, poor digestion fosters gut-brain unease, weakening overall resilience in your bond's foundation quietly. Flashback to puppy mealtimes with relaxed flops post-bowl, contrasting adult vigilance at every feeding cue. Command a pause now to scan your dog's back muscles for ripples during your next bowl presentation carefully. These patterns converge into chronic dysregulation, where subtle signals multiply across your shared living spaces. Your final daily ritual may hold the key to noticing how deeply this affects their inner calm state. Morning sunlight filters through as you call your golden retriever for a quick pat before heading out the door. Their head tilts slightly with ears pinned back, a signal you pass off as eager morning attentiveness easily. Pinned ears often indicate internal conflict, from rush departures that disrupt their anticipation of your absence. Neurologically, this primes the amygdala response, heightening vigilance states that linger through your workday hours. Persistent vigilance fatigues neural pathways, reducing spontaneous play invitations your dog once offered freely. Now, patterns of dysregulation reveal themselves in a dashboard of calming signals your dog displays constantly. Lip licking appears first in sequences of mild overload, like during family dinners, with overlapping conversations nearby. This moisture reset calms their arousal chemically, but frequent use suggests thresholds approached too often daily. Yawning stretches jaw tension from suppressed vocalizations, seen when guests crowd your dog's preferred resting spot. Physiologically, it oxygenates blood flow, countering shallow breaths that build during unavoidable social pressures. Repeated yawns erode recovery time, leaving your dog less responsive to gentle leash walks you both enjoy. Look at Sarah walking her dog, noticing averted gaze when strangers pass too closely on neighborhood paths. Averted eyes preserve peripheral vision for escape options, a survival holdover from wild ancestors long ago. This avoidance subtly distances emotional availability, dimming the oxytocin surge from mutual gaze exchanges. Compare to human friends turning away in crowds for space, mirroring your dog's need for breathing room. Flashback to puppy playdates, where bold eye contact built trust, now replaced by cautious side glances. Command yourself to track whale eye flashes during play sessions with toys tossed unpredictably across the floor. Whale eye exposes vulnerability whites, signaling discomfort from games that escalate beyond preferred intensity levels. These dashboard reads unlock translation of your dog's silent pleas amid loving chaos you create unintentionally. One more signal cluster ties chronic stress to breakdowns in the profound bond you share every moment. Body freezes appear when you lean over your dog during couch snuggles, halting their relaxed sprawl instantly. This stiffening posture signals overload from looming presence that invades their vertical space preferences quietly. Physiologically, it activates freeze responses in the parasympathetic system, conserving energy amid perceived threats. Chronic freezes diminish proactive affection seeking, leaving your dog more withdrawn during quiet evenings together. Your next overlooked cluster emerges in play bows that turn into paw lifts during extended tug sessions. Paw lifts often convey uncertainty about game rules shifting unpredictably under your enthusiastic pulls and tugs. Hormonally, this elevates adrenaline subtly, sustaining low arousal that fatigues adrenal glands over repeated plays. Adrenal wear reduces resilience to daily changes, fraying the anticipation your dog holds for shared activities. Notice how Sarah pauses mid-tug when her dog lifts a paw, allowing space that invites resumed engagement naturally. Humans in conversations mirror this by raising hands to signal pause, respecting unspoken boundaries effortlessly. Recall your puppy's endless bows inviting chase, now interspersed with lifts signaling emerging boundaries clearly. Does your dog's tail dip low during peak excitement, hinting at thresholds crossed in joyful chaos moments? Command yourself to monitor head, turns away from toys, tossed directly at their resting position suddenly. Head turns preserve autonomy, avoiding direct confrontation while maintaining peripheral awareness of your intentions. These combined signals form a dashboard, urging translation into pauses that honor your dog's communication style. Translation begins with recognizing sequences like lip lick, followed by yawn as layered pleas for decompression. Sarah integrates this by stepping back during sequences, watching her dog's body soften in response gradually. Physiologically, acknowledged pauses lower cortisol baselines. Fostering oxytocin rises from calmer eye contact. Calmer baselines shift interactions toward mutual respect, where your dog initiates contact more confidently often. Yet one final shift reveals how ignoring this dashboard perpetuates a cycle dimming your profound connection. Ignoring these layered signals keeps your dog in endurance mode, quietly adapting to unreciprocated energy daily. Endurance mode shows in averted gazes during your calls for play when they prefer restful moments alone. This gaze aversion protects their energy reserves, signaling a need for recovery from prior interactions gently. Physiologically, prolonged aversion correlates with elevated baseline heart rates, straining cardiovascular calm over time. Strained calm erodes spontaneous greetings at the door, replacing eager approaches with hesitant pauses often. Observe Sarah now as she waits for her dog's direct gaze, before advancing during evening reunions carefully. Your puppy once barreled toward you with unbridled joy, undeterred by any internal thresholds or signals. Does your current dog circle once before sitting at a distance, encoding learned caution in movements? Command yourself to track nose wrinkling during close face inspections that feel invasive to their senses. Nose wrinkling displaces mild tension, akin to a human blink signaling overload in overwhelming conversations. These translations empower you to pause proactively, mirroring the respect your dog extends through subtlety. Proactive pauses rebuild trust incrementally as your dog tests safer engagements with relaxed postures gradually. Sarah notices her dog's ears perking forward only after such pauses, inviting deeper connection naturally. Hormonally, this reciprocity boosts mutual oxytocin, strengthening the gaze loop evolved over thousands of years. Strengthened loops transform routines from stress triggers into anchors of security your dog anticipates warmly. Yet the deepest misunderstanding lingers in how silence from your dog masks profound emotional landscapes entirely. Silence after signals often means shutdown, where your dog withdraws internally while appearing content outward. Shutdown conserves resources physiologically, dulling reward responses to your presence over chronic exposure. Dulled responses fracture the neurochemical foundation, leaving mutual bonding efforts feeling one-sided quietly. Your final choice emerges between perpetuating silence or unlocking the full depth of their devoted world. Choosing to listen begins with noticing how your dog leans away slightly during prolonged eye contact sessions. That lean signals a need for intermittent breaks, preserving their emotional equilibrium without direct confrontation. Physiologically, Consistent breaks lower sustained cortisol, allowing parasympathetic recovery that fosters deeper relaxation states. Relaxed states restore the oxytocin surge during voluntary gazes, mending the bond strained by overlooked needs daily. Sarah now pauses mid-conversation, watching her dog's subtle head tilt that invites continuation on their terms. Think of your puppy's endless stares, boundless in trust before life's routines, layered subtle withdrawals gradually. Does your dog now blink more frequently when you lean in too close during quiet evening moments together? Command yourself to monitor tail-based tension, where stiffness reveals unresolved discomfort from earlier unheeded cues. Frequent blinks displace building arousal, much like a friend looking away in a tense human dialogue naturally. Heeding these builds a dialogue of mutual cues, where your dog offers bolder approaches without hesitation often. Bolder approaches signal thriving trust, as heart rate variability improves with responsive human attunement steadily. Attunement prevents shutdown cascades, keeping reward centers active to your scent and voice consistently. Yet ignoring persists in households where excitement overrides the soft playbow your dog offers cautiously. That playbow invites balanced energy, but rushed responses can heighten their internal vigilance unnecessarily. Vigilance elevates baseline adrenaline, dimming play joy and replacing it with anticipatory freezes subtly. Freezes fracture spontaneous affection, turning your loving reaches into moments your dog anticipates warily. Observe Sarah's transformed routine, where her dog initiates contact after she mirrors the playbow pause first. Mirrored pauses recalibrate arousal thresholds, evolving your shared world toward effortless harmony over time. This harmony unveils the devoted core your dog always held, now accessible through patient observation alone. Your choice defines whether silence endures or their profound language flows freely between you forever. In moments of quiet observation, your dog's soft sigh after play reveals gratitude for finally understood boundaries. That sigh indicates autonomic reset, where their vagus nerve activates to promote profound states of safety alongside you. Safety fosters reciprocal bonding, elevating mutual oxytocin without force and deepening the intuitive connection naturally. Deeper connections appear when your dog seeks your lap unprompted, a sign of restored voluntary affiliation daily. Sarah witnesses this shift as her dog curls closer during evenings, eyes soft without the prior subtle avoidance. Recall your puppy's uninhibited roles, pure invitations before habitual overrides taught guarded responses over years. Does your dog now offer paw touches more freely when you sit still, honoring their pace without expectation? Command yourself to note ear positions during rest, where forward ears signal emerging confidence in your presence. Forward ears mirror human smiles in rapport, conveying ease that rebuilds eroded pathways of trust organically. Organic rebuilding prevents relational fatigue, where chronic signals fade into shutdown without attentive response. Attentive responses calibrate their worldview, positioning you as reliable anchor amid unpredictable household energies. Reliable anchors lower chronic inflammation markers, enhancing longevity and vitality through sustained emotional security. Yet the path diverges if greetings resume with leashed pulls that tense their jawline imperceptibly each morning. Jaw tension accumulates sympathetic overload, priming avoidance that subtly distances their heart from yours over time. Distances manifest in slower tail approaches, where enthusiasm wanes without recalibration of your shared rhythm. Observe Sarah's morning now, leash loose as her dog walks ahead calmly, bond affirmed through patient allowance. Patient allowance unlocks their evolutionary devotion, the same gaze that lit oxytocin fires from first meeting. Devotion thrives when you choose awareness over assumption, transforming everyday lapses into bridges of understanding. Understanding invites their full presence, where every shared breath echoes the profound bond evolution design. Listen now, or let the silence linger, but know their language waits patiently for your eyes to truly see.